Alright, and it's actually been several days since the last recording. Um, Holidays and whatnot, and this is taking me quite a bit longer to create than I thought it was going to. So, I'm going to give you a recap of where we're at and what has changed, and yeah, we'll go from there. Now, I did put on this TV the solar system map, and it does not look like we've gone far from Earth at all. Believe it or not, we didn't. Alright, so I did have to change up this desk here. It has been replaced a couple of times, and I had to put in the new quality of life, small refinery, and small basic assembler. Because when they released this, the small stuff mod was removed, which made me a bit sad. And that's also why we have a different desk here. I did, since I put in the mod for this desk, I did put a toilet here because the toilet's actually important for the eat, drink, sleep mod and the plant and grow mod. Also, I found uranium. Ooh, that's supposed to be off. And so is that. These two reactors here were put in place so that I could burn uranium on the ship. Why does it sound like my hydrogen engines are running? They're supposed to be off. I don't know why those got turned on. That is not good. How much hydrogen did I lose? Oh well, we'll find out. So, aside from that, we are in space. I'm going to turn on my HUD here so I can make sure to see everything. We found a fairly decent asteroid. Let's see if I can make this work here. Oh, only 35 kilometers away. So we found this asteroid here. And it's not actually too far from Earth, but it did take quite a bit of looking to find it. I was looking for a uranium deposit. And you can see we've got a small uranium deposit there. The ship is actually on top of this platform here. So, being that this is a donut, I decided to just fill in the center, make that my landing pad, and the actual base is going to get built here. Alright, let's go back to being on the ship. We'll come in here. And let's see, we'll turn, yeah, this is on. So Earth-like re-entry, you can see that's 43 kilometers away there to get to the Earth-like re-entry. And we are apparently unable to see any of the resource nodes around here. I did install a mod for the ore detector. Bumped its range up something ridiculous because trying to find uranium in sparse asteroids is not a good proposition. So right now you can see it's down to 6 kilometers. So its range is no slouch. I can turn it all the way up to 12.5, but I really don't want it that high. Oops. That should, yeah, you can see the uranium and silicon over there. There's actually quite a bit more out here. If I were to bump the distance back up, you'd see it. But that's why we chose this spot. There's a lot of resources around it. There's uranium right in the center. And a good spot to start building. My computer said no footage for you. So we're going to pick up with the files that were not corrupted. Long story short, I found I needed more resources. So we're off to build resource nodes. Sorry. We are going to be off to the iron node. to place an iron node, which is 11.36 kilometers that way. And then we're probably going to go to cobalt and silicon next. But my plan is to place nodes on all of these resources so that we can easily just go hook up and grab what we need. And probably going to do this in the form of a time lapse. Alright, we're just going to fly over here real fast. When we get there, we're probably going to do a couple of circles around the asteroid to try and find a good place to set up this mining node. It will get choppy because this is moving at a very high rate of speed. Yep, just like that. Now we're just looking for a good place to set up, and maybe some exposed iron. And look at that, there's some exposed iron, so that looks like a good spot. It's got a nice flat basin to set up at. So we're just going to set the ship up and park it up here where we think it's a good spot to park. Now we're just going to load up with some steel plates and some interior plates. And now we're just going to go out and set up our bar. We're going to need the, oh, checked out the iron too. We're going to need to put a static drill on there. Yeah, we're going to need to add a refinery, an assembler, some power block, and conveyor junctions. Now we're just looking for a good place to set it up here. We're going to go with the advanced static drill. There we go. Yeah, we're going to switch to the advanced static drill here. And we're just going to try and find a good spot. That looks like a good spot, right? Nope. The other spot. Yep, right there. Alright, actually putting these together is rather kind of tedious and boring, so I'm just going to skip to the end here and show you what it looks like when it's done. Alright, so this is what I had in mind for each of these nodes. And you should be able to see back there, I've got the static drill running. It's going into a cargo container, hooked up to an assembler and a refinery. That also has a uranium reactor there. Then you can see that I've got two sorters sitting up top there. This one will extract uranium from the drone to make sure this stays fueled, and this one will deposit processed iron, or whatever the resource is, back into the drone. So the drones will come in from over there, they'll come in, they'll land, deposit their uranium and extract the resource, and then fly back over there. That's my plan for each of these. Now I'm going to make a, actually I'm not going to make a blueprint out of this because I don't have a blueprint for this. So yeah, unfortunately that's just the best we're going to get. Now, I need to go build more of these. Specifically, I need to go build a cobalt and a nickel, not an iron. So cobalt, nickel, platinum, your silicon, silver. Yeah, you know, one for each resource that's out here. And yeah, I think I'll probably do a time lapse of each of the builds, and we'll see how it goes. Howdy, Editor Jago here again. If I were to go through and give you even a 10 times speed time lapse of all the builds, and with a 20 times speed time lapse of the flight to each of these, it'd be at least an hour's video. So I'm actually going to cut most of that out and just give you a brief overview of each of the stations. So let's get to it. Unfortunately, I don't have anything cool like some of those other YouTubers out there. I'm not going to be able to do a time lapse from here of me building it over there. I don't have a second account yet. When I do, you'll be able to see that. But yeah, so let's get to doing the rest. All right, so the Cobalt one is done. You can see it there, and this looks pretty good. I'm happy with this. As you can tell, they're all going to be slightly different, but very similar. Because asteroids are shaped weird, and it's got to fit in space. So it does have the two connectors right there, which is going to be indicative of all of these. It's going to have the uranium in, resources out, the uranium reactor, a battery. So it is processing. So, alright, that's the Cobalt one. Alright, so I'm not going to do a nice side window looking at this from the observatory because this one was a bitch. Standard in out, but we got our silicon node going. So let's move on to the nickel. All right, and here we have the nickel. So that is nickel, iron, cobalt, silicon. Just a few more to go. Platinum, silver, and what's the other one? Platinum and silver. I don't have gold here, but I need platinum, silver, and ice. Alright, so platinum, silver, and ice. Probably gonna go for the silver next. Yeah, probably gonna go for the silver next. Alright, you may not be able to see it well. It is kind of dark, but I did finish up a silver node here. I added a gravity generator that it really does just the areas where we've got walking surfaces, and I added a cockpit so I could check and see how that was going to affect the longevity of the uranium that I was putting in there. It really doesn't make much difference, and now that I've actually looked to see how long the uranium is going to last, I'm going to have to go through and put a lot more uranium in these things. Or I'm going to have to redesign them to have a solar array on each one. I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to go get as much uranium as I can and build these uranium things up. After I've got them all built. This is producing silver. It's producing an okay amount of silver. Not much. It's not, like I've said before about this mod, it's not overpowered, so I'm quite happy with the amount of silver I'm getting here. Yeah, so the silver node is done. Next, I'm going to probably do do I want to do the cobalt? Yeah, or not cobalt. Oh crap. What's it called? Why is that slipping my mind? Platinum. Platinum, right there. That's the one. Right there. So I'll probably go do the platinum one next, followed by the ice. And after that, we'll see. Yeah, because it said that with 100 uranium in there, I've got about a day. Now, granted, that was still filling the battery, so maybe that will make a huge difference. I'm probably going to wait around here, wait for that battery to get full, and see how much that brings up or down the longevity of the uranium we have. And then I'll move on to the platinum and get the platinum node done. Alright, so I'll be back once I get to the platinum. Alright guys, so you'll never guess what happened. I was flying back to the base from the silver mine after lamenting how I would need more uranium. And lo and behold, would you guess what I found? Another uranium deposit. Right there, in an asteroid that I've been flying past this entire time. Untapped uranium deposit. So, I need to build another node. So, there it is. All done, all polished, finished up, ready to go. I did add the refueling station here, which was actually really dumb because why would the uranium mine need to take uranium from the ship that's coming here to pick up uranium? Alright, I was going to say there's a testament to my incompetence, apparently. I do like the gravity generator. I think I'm going to retrofit that onto all of them. It's nice. I was going to add an oxygen farm there, but I don't have any algae here. So I'm going to have to get the algae farm set up over at the base. In the time lapse, you probably saw me add the algae farm to the ship right here. Unfortunately, I need to have algae samples to be able to produce more algae. And I forgot to bring algae samples from Earth. I'm not going all the way back to Earth for algae samples. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes once I get back to the base. All right, I'm gonna go get this docked up at the base, which is not far away. It's really not. Oh, okay. It's over this way. Wait, am I wrong? Yeah, it's right here. Alright, I'm going to get this all docked up, and then I'm going to start building the algae farm. Probably going to build that underneath. I need a better solution for oxygen on this base because I'm not going to want to burn ice for oxygen all the time. I mean, it'll have a forever supply of uranium, so I'm not worried about power. Alright, so I'm going to get this docked up, and I'll be back after I figure out where I'm going to put that algae farm. Howdy y'all, Editor Jago here again. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this one here because I get sidetracked when I start placing blocks on the base and go into a full-on base build. What do you do? So, that's too much for the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed what you've seen so far. I wound up being just a bunch of short recap clips showing that I did place a bunch of nodes. Not what I had planned, but it is what it is. So, I will get this put together and uploaded, and then I'll start getting the footage together for the next episode to show a base build and show some real progress. Sorry for the disappointment, and I will try and do better next time. I promise. So, you all have a good night. Thank you for watching. See ya.